Hello everyone, Darren here, and welcome back to Anno 1800. Now in the last episode, we'd begun the final stages of the Hydroelectric dam, and started supplying our artistas with a complex good, fans, which will help them cool off in the tropical heat. Now I've also just done a quick reorganization of the industrial area that we were building in the last episode. I was sort of just throwing everything down in a big pile, just getting the production rates correct, and then saying, we're obviously going to reorganize this a little bit later, and I've done so. And of course, we have an accompanying time-lapse to watch. So let's begin. Hey there, just cutting in real quick here to mention that I'm currently looking for an artist to design new channel branding for my YouTube, Twitch, and social media channels. And if you visit whatdarrenplays.com/brand, you can find all the information, what I'm looking for, how much I'm paying, to see if you're interested, and that's where you can apply to do so. Ideally, motion graphics would be a plus and some form of experience doing this type of work. Links will be in the description. Thanks. Alright, so on with the time-lapse. So the first thing I did was just leveled out the docks, brought the piers a little bit forward, and aligned them with each other, although it's a little bit too uniform. Maybe I'll stagger them in future. I've thrown in some of the storage depots behind them and switched them to the warehouse look just to break up the space a little bit. And then I'm starting to lay out now the sort of industry. So I had an idea, which was that the sort of heaviest industry should be closest to the docks. So I have things like the chemical plants, the motor factories, the cable factories, all those kind of things are down closer to the docks. And then the further out you go, it kind of turns into more of the livestock animals. Excuse me, that was at least the idea. So just reorganizing, arranging things, that's pretty much what this whole time-lapse is going to be. And I was actually doing this partially off the idea that that power plant needs to reach everything. Of course, later on I find out that we don't need to do that. Power is going to reach over the entire island, but it's not a big deal. It still means that this place looks pretty good and it's nice and compressed, and the industries that are relevant to each other are closest to each other. So I'm trying to keep things spatially consistent so that they don't have to travel too far and use lots of warehouses, right? The more you can cut down on warehouses, the better, I think. It's a nice kind of mini optimization to say that, like, oh, the cotton's going to grow from this building into the bombin weaver, and so is the felt. And then it's like, oh, the Nandu feathers is going to go straight into the Samba school, or whatever, It's always nice to have those things next to each other, and that kind of allows you to have less storage warehouses, which saves a bit of space, technically saves some maintenance if you're struggling for money and things like that, but it just feels good to do it right. Anyway, just adding a bit of aesthetics in, then back to the docks. I was adding some of the ornaments from the Docklands DLC, Season 3 to Out of Our Minds, throwing in just some regular cranes and things. And as I've said, the kind of European workers will work these sort of ornaments. And I think that's kind of fine. Once you're down by the docks and stuff, you could imagine, it's like workers from both kind of continents that are kind of interfacing with each other and stuff. Not a big deal. Alright, so we have our cotton industry. Again, trying to keep industries relatively close together. It's surprising. You might think I'm just going for space, just trying to compress things together. And that's partly true, but it is really like, oh, we've got cotton. We should put the felt next to it. We should put the bombins next to that. And then I was like, hey, why not put the Samba school and anything else to do with textiles here in the New World together? And then down here on the bottom, because it's like heavy industry and I imagine things are a bit more valuable there, I like to wall off that little section and create little walkways that lead through it and stuff like that. And I'm trying desperately here to kind of blend these sands. I added the beach ornament all along the docks so that it would clear up the kind of weird looking pathway. If you end up just paving it, it looks really weird. So that worked out well. Unfortunately, because it's a beach, people sit on it and sleep on it and stuff, which is really funny. It's like they're going out and having a little siesta after work or something. Anyway, not much to talk about here other than just adding in a few extra storage, moving the arsenal around, trying to find a position for it where everything kind of made sense and fit together. The arsenal, I'd say, is probably the building there that's sort of out of place. And, in the future this may change a little bit more, but it's alright, at least it fits. But it is kind of in and amongst the agriculture and the textiles, and I just felt like it didn't really need to be. Although that arsenal, I believe, is making the pigments that go into the siesta building. I don't know what they're called. Like they make those like feathered face masks and stuff, don't they? Just tidying up the docks again. When you just lay out the regular key across the whole thing, it adds like dynamic boxes all over it, and that looks cool and everything, but it's a bit too much. So I throw in a few of the purposeful, box ornaments, and that actually creates a lot more empty space. And it's the same with the trees and the lamps. So in order to create a little bit more space to make it look a little cleaner down by the docks, I was just spreading some of those things around evenly just to make it so there's less boxes everywhere. I actually find out later in the episodes, to keep spoiling the episode, but that the airship building doesn't actually need to be connected to any road or anything. I don't think so. It does act as a warehouse. I was actually, again, saying later in the episode that I'm not too sure why it says loading delayed, but it's because people are actually trying to load stuff on the ground, not just the air, because there's no airships, and I was confused by that. Another thing I will be confused by, and I'll save you the comment, even though it would help me to get those comments, is that I send a ship back to the old world in order to get an item and bring it here. Of course, with the airship building, you can just transfer them, and I actually built those and everything, but I just forgot to use it, and totally forgot until the end of the episode, and I was like, oh yeah, could have used it that way. Added a little train station down here using the the industrial pack ornaments. Yes, that's it. So a little railway station. It's going to be used more of a maintenance thing, because once I get rid of the electric power plant there, we'll still need a railway to do the fuel stations to give the bright harvest benefits to our agricultural farms. So we still need a train and everything, but I'll have that act as more of like a little maintenance thing next to the station, rather than something that's, I don't know, a bit further out and further into the old power plants. Just adding some scaffolding here, and knowing that I wasn't going to use this space, so I was like, oh, eventually I'll use it for something, so it's always nice to throw down the scaffolding. That makes it feel a little bit more alive while we're waiting on figuring out what else we're going to need. And it doesn't take too much time. I get a bit lazy with it because I know that I'm probably going to be overriding it, so I kind of just copy and paste and rotate the frames around a little bit. But putting a wall around it's kind of nice, and it actually lights up at nighttime and everything, which is cool. And that's going to have to be it for this time-lapse. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it's nothing too fancy, but it's just a little bit more organized. So things are just a bit more easier to find, even from my perspective, and also just closer to each other in terms of production perspective, so slightly more optimal. But as people had mentioned in the comments that, maybe don't go crazy, the hydroelectric dam is going to be providing power to your entire island. Yes, that's right, they spoiled it for me, as well as other people spoiling what this apparent stadium is going to do, which I didn't even know about, so thank you for that. But oh well. It's my fault for taking so long, I guess. But anyways, the reason I've kept the game paused right now... Well, actually, just before I get onto that, I can easily remove these power plants without having to redo anything, so I didn't need to know that, and it's fine anyway. It's not a big deal, it's fine. But I'll be removing them, obviously, when we get power. Now, before we go over to the dam and finish the construction, which I believe it's ready to be done right now, there is a more pressing situation developing in the center of the map, and that is over Benty's final island, Flora Fjord. Now, Flora Fjord has actually been attacked at the beginning of that time-lapse, I just didn't show it, but I'm kind of aware that they're seemingly getting ready for another attack right here. Yeah, I mean, they're on the move right now, actually, quicker than I had initially anticipated. So let's get moving out here. We have our 4 pirate ship-of-the-line ships that we're going to kind of move down. We're going to activate pirate mode with the black flag item, and then hopefully deter this attack if it gets a little too close. Now, I was looking around. I went to the different theaters. I had to look to see how many ships does Arthur really have, militarily. Not many. This seems to kind of be it. There's a couple sporadically placed around, specifically Cape Trelawney. But other than that, this seems like his whole fleet in the New World, which is why I was kind of eager to stamp on it. Now, I've actually got some vessels of my own heading back to the Old World to pick up some of those pirate flag items, just in case we need to use them again, because there is a significant cooldown. And the tricky thing when it comes to the pirate item is, of course, that we become hostile to everyone, not just Arthur, which means that Benty's own defenses will fire on us and we'll fire on them, and I can't tell them not to. I can only tell them to fire on something else. But if we've got nothing else to do and we're trying to just get out of there, we could be the one end up trying to take out our island, although you have the choice to not do it, I guess. But it's just worth mentioning, because obviously if pirate vessels pass by us, we're just going to fire on them as well. So it looks like she's under attack here. Not seeing the siege thing. Oh, there we go. So she's holding firm. Now what I might do is wait for these guys to kind of group up a little bit, and then we'll fire on them. And hopefully, if we can destroy most of their vessels, then maybe he won't attack again for a little while. Obviously, what I'd like to do later on down the line is take out Arthur myself. But that is going to be a lot later down the line. We need a lot more influence for that, and people, like I said, spoiled it for apparently the soccer stadium is going to be able to generate influence infinitely or something. So I actually don't know how it works, but now I know that I don't really need to kind of min-max too much. I can just hang on until we get that. Alright, he's kind of clustered together. I'm going to activate the pirate flags, and we're going to fire right in the center with our big guns. There we go. We're shooting off. Protect Benti at all costs. Alright, go for that ship first. We're actually attacking her defenses right now. Yes, there we go. Now go for this one. Go for this one. And then the final one will start moving on that final ship. I don't know if they would have done it. Maybe not. I mean, she might have survived this one on her own. But at least it's a good setback for Arthur. I almost feel like giving Benti some guns and things and just encouraging her to build. Alright, how we looking? Yep, it's almost dead. Let's start turning now and try to get out of here. There we go. Alright, Benti has been protected. Let's get moving somewhere safe. I think our ships will make it. Two of them are pretty badly damaged. Now, how long is this timer, actually? It lasts only 5 minutes. That's not too bad. God, it's so loud. Jesus. Alright, that should get us out of here. Come on. Speed up, guys. We are going straight against the wind, which I guess is not a good idea, but... Anything else coming our way? I don't see any of the ships that would cause a danger. We're just outside of the range. God, she's really hitting me hard there. Didn't you see? We're trying to defend you, for God's sakes. That's right. You stay here, stay here, stay here. Now, are these the ships that are healing? They're actually not. I think I've got... This will do active healing, and this won't. Will anyone else do active healing? Because if we do, she has active healing. So yeah, let's change that up to here. Give that one active healing. Too far away. Oh my god, another ship's coming in close now. This is the danger.
Let the sails fill.
Oh my god.
Ship under attack.
Okay, well, as long as we don't give him a chance to really do much, then we're okay.
Ship under attack.
Alright, just rotating the captains around. So that way we should do active healing once some of these ships stay away from us. What's that? Oh god, there's pirate ships everywhere, man.
Ship under attack.
When does this wear off? Still not for quite a while, actually.
Let the sails fill.
It's interesting, it actually tells you who they're actively targeting now.
We are somewhat lame.
Ship under attack.
It's actually not firing back at me just yet. Let's do another shot here. Oh my god, the amount of pirate ships over there. Okay, we are still surviving, so we're gonna go over here. Hopefully we'll stay safe up that way. I don't see anything on the radar. There's like several pirate ships here, but other than that, I think we're gonna be okay.
Ship under attack.
And stay grouped, stay together.
Ship under attack.
As long as Arthur doesn't build any kind of things there, we should be okay.
Ship under attack.
God, it just keeps piling up, even though it's obviously just stacked from what happened before. There we go. Okay, quite a weird opening to the episode, but it had to be done. Benti's been secured for a while, and like I said, ships are on the way to the old world to pick up some extra items, so we can have more than just these 4. But hopefully they start getting healed. Now, I could bring them over to Manola, heal them as well. Might actually build a, what's it called? Kind of the repair crane. Yeah, there we go. And it's 0 influence for us, so that's not too bad. Just get a couple of these. Alright, cool. Now, I'm a bit scared to go past the pirate cove, because what can actually happen is the ships that are for sale here will actually just mobilize and get moving. And go after you, if they feel like they can get you. So it's really dangerous. Now, what we could do is try to go up and around. So we'll tell them to go here, then here. So by holding shift and right-clicking, we can set up some waypoints. Hopefully navigate all the way around. And I've told them to stay as a group, so they should stay together. Hopefully they can get there kind of quickly. So we'll leave them in the background. Let's progress and see what's going on. So dam phase 3 out of 3, engineering. Let's go. This was a 1,500 obreros, which are assigned to this still. Oh my god. There she is. Just filling up with water. That's awesome. Super quick. But good thing it stopped. Alright, nice. So, as far as people have told me in the comments, this now just provides... Do we not have any... You got any message for it or anything? Although people are cheering. So that's cool. So can we just... What would happen now if I was to just turn this off?
Go back to your families.
Well, let's just move this out of the way just for a second. And let's move this one out of the way. So that's our two... did we have a third power plant? I don't think so. It's just those two, right? I think so. Alright, let's check. Yeah, there it is. It's apparently the entire island. Actually, let's read about it. Power plants can be constructed in the New World. The dam is a unique monument that can only be built on the great island of Manola. It's a self-sufficient power plant that requires no input and has higher street range than regular power plants. Well, it says higher street range. It looks like unlimited street range, right? Basically. That's what it seems to be. Great. Cool. So we don't need oil on this island then, I guess. Well, we do. We need it to take in the...
What brings you
yeah,
here,
the tractor,
Governor?
the fuel and stuff. That's interesting, so we don't need it in the town. I'm just going to leave this where it was. We'll just let it do its thing. We'll pause it. And I'll move these then a bit later. But good to know. So they don't require oil. We've got power now just everywhere. And yeah, we're looking good. So one last little thing I wanted to do was maybe make this... Just bothered me the way that looked for a moment. It's a bit better like that. I like leaving little patches of dirt roads just because I think it looks a bit more realistic, but sometimes it can look a bit weird if it looks kind of natural or not. So here, I think would be good for one. Because it's sort of like that's where they go in and out, you know? It's all about the details. It's all about the details. Alright, so what's the next task? Yeah, so surprisingly, they're not saying anything. And when people said the stadium, I saw it here. So it says 6,000 artistas is our unlock condition, and 6,000 is the unlock condition for scooters. So if we were to zoom in, let's let time play as well, by the way.
Beautiful.
They seem to have everything. What a lucky bunch of people. I was going to say folks, but people. Regional mail. I need to sort that out as well. People have been saying I've got all sorts of problems with that. So, did you get what I wanted you to get? Yes. It'll be over to the right, won't it? Oh, our ship isn't here yet. Weird. It's almost there. It's just coming into view now. Okay, well, we've got some time yet. But yeah, it seems like we have woken up Arthur, because he left her alone for so long. But I guess it's to do with the fact that once he started conquering islands and we let Benty take other islands and he started taking things from her again, it kind of reaffirmed the decision-making with Arthur to kind of come back here and deal with her. She's actually building a hangar thing at the moment, which is interesting. And our ships are just cresting the island before they're going to turn around and start healing properly at the repair cranes. Alright, good. So, business as usual. Let's get focusing on how to supply our boys with scooters. And then we'll see what we need to work out in terms of rates for supplying other things. Because no doubt, behind with tortillas and sewing machines, there's a few things that are not going to be working there. And now we've actually got power all the way out here. So we're going to be combined. Yeah, so some people mentioned you should get a power plant out here for your aluminum stuff. So we had 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, let's take 2 of them offline. That should still be more than enough to produce what we need to.
We cannot catch the future standing still.
And we have our obreros free again, so we can now continue making our own bricks instead of importing them all the time. All right, good. Okay, so just to get re-familiar, so it's just a little insider, you know, behind the scenes. Obviously, I took like a week break. I went to Ireland, and I'm back now. So it's been just a little while since I played, maybe, probably about 10 days since I played properly. So I just want to get re-familiar with a few things. Let's see. So we have our cable factory that's going into the
from its voyage.
motor assembly plant. Fans are being made as a result. They're running just fine. Yep. 200% productivity, no delay. Stuff is getting fed into there at a good rate, it seems like. Although we don't have any in storage, but I'm assuming motors are going to be arriving any minute. And cables. Alright, cool. Yeah, seems all good. I like the layout now. I'm pretty happy with it. I think it looks appropriately siloed where it needs to be, and some of it's a bit more temporary. Anyway, so the cinema. We built a cinema, and we're making film, aren't we? So the cinema's here. Yep, film reels are totally good. So the next thing is just to get 6,000 artistas. Then we get a city hospital, and we can see what's needed for scooters. Alright, well, that just means we have to upgrade all of these extra obreros that we have now since the dam building is done. The construction of the dam. So let's do something like that, and maybe we'll organize them and pull them down here a bit. So I like having them closer to the coast. It just, I don't know, kind of makes sense to me anyway. What is this? This post, is it? It is a post box. Okay. But yeah, again, once things get finalized, I'll probably reorganize this just a little bit more. Especially depending on this stadium. Like, I have no idea how big it is or where it's going to go, so obviously things will have to change a little bit. So we'll just go be a bit more grid-like on this side until we get that figured out. Alright, we'll put in Yoneleros to replace them, and then we can upgrade them into Obreros later on down the line. Whoops. Alright, all good. And get another one in there. I'm gonna downgrade the fire station. That would be something nice to actually focus on making, which is the using steel, mixing it with caoutchouc to get... Yeah, okay, yeah, let's do that now. Why can't we do that now? While we wait for other things to grow. So, an arsenal, fire extinguisher. So it's a production building that requires steel and caoutchouc. We're missing the fertility, but of course we have caoutchouc plantations over here, thanks to the previous DLCs. So yeah, let's just go for it then. So on the island we get medicine, fire extinguishers, and medicine. Oh, it's from the city hospital. Yeah. Okay, cool. Alright, let's slam this down somewhere. I don't know. Again, probably going to remove it. We have a construction site here for the future of where things are going to go. The arsenal's a multi-factory. Oh, right. Okay. You choose what you produce. Yep. Yeah, that's fine by me. And then we'll switch to medicine for the other one. So we've already got one that's doing pigments.
Only
right, that was for here.
Of this, surely.
Right, I didn't even see it. It's right there. Sweet. Yeah, you can see it's the same building. Cool.
Withstood an attack.
Oh god, I thought it was under attack again. I was not ready.
We'll fight on.
Alright, our ships have made it home safe and sound. Let's just get them there. I'm going to go back to the Drake. The Sir Francis Drake. We're going to pick up some of these pirate flags. So there's one legendary one there. Then there's this one and this one. And then we're just going to go back, because we should be pretty much ready. Although actually I'm developing another one. How long? I'll wait for that to be done, then we'll go back. Okay.
We are somewhat lame.
We are somewhat lame. Each ornament you places increases the beach's range. I know that. Okay. So, do we have the steel needed on this island? We are delivering it from the old world, actually, so yes. But we could set up new world steel production, should we want to. But I remember... But I've never checked these rates, but I do remember, of course, that on Lusk, my main production island, it's one of the big things I specialized in, and it was used for... Yeah, and it seems to be still full, so I don't think there's any problem there, at least that I can tell. So don't have to worry about that. If we're producing more than we need, no big deal. Okay, so that's fine, and then caoutchouc we have here as well, so that's as easy as that. And then that should be supplied, and we can actually see some of it being delivered via scooter right now, the first batches of specialized fire extinguishers and getting dropped off. Cool, so that's supposed to radically lower the... Let's have a look. Advanced units have reduced unlock requirements and automatically respond to incidents. That's such a good thing to have, by the way. Once the advanced... That means you can finally look away from the game, right? And just leave it. Because you've never been able to do that. If there was a fire or an explosion where a building just automatically gets... I guess that's still the case. Because explosions destroy buildings. Yeah. If there was an automatic repair thing, that might be cool. Anyway. Once the advanced institution they belong to is no longer supplied with the goods it requires, they'll behave like the ordinary units, responding to incidents, but never heading out in full numbers unless prompted. Okay. Other than that, they work just fine. Oh, actually, I just realized, in here... Could have looked at it. There it is. I won't look at it now. Let's be proper about it and just get it when we get it. If I need to learn, then I can learn. At my whim. So what are we up to now? 5791. They're growing. We're close to 6,000. We could push them over the edge by doing another upgrade. This is an Artista as well. Yeah, let's just do another upgrade then. One last block. Alright, new buildings have been unlocked. That should be it. And then we can check if these guys have what they need. They're probably too far from the boxing.
By thousands, vying for glory. It'd be the pride of any city. A temple of entertainment, instilling your people with the spirit of champions.
The stadium will allow you to organize football championships, allowing visitors to share in the excitement and experience the new cultural highlights of the New World. It's 300 reinforced concrete to get it started. How big is it? She big. Well, we can always move it later on, so I'll put it on the outskirts of the town for now, and then we'll move it later on. But the thing that I was surprised with, the reason I never guessed that this was a thing, is because it's not in the requirements, you know? There's no needs for it. So I just never saw it. But there it is, yeah. Alright, cool, let's get it down. So we'll have to deliver 300. These guys almost healed. 300 reinforced concrete. We could, even though it might be... Yeah, we'll get one of these guys to do it. So we'll just head down... let's go construction material, concrete. There's 700 here, so we'll just go and pick it up with the ship. I'll set an alert for that. And then back in the old world, that should be done now, that second flag, right? So... almost. We're a minute to go. Okay. So there we go, new goal in mind. But in the meantime, we can look at what it's going to take to make scooters, even though someone's already been making them, as we can see them flying around the place. So there's how you make your pills. You mix orchid, herbs, and ethanol, and that gives you medicine. And that allows you to have a city hospital that dispatches things automatically. Now, do I have a hospital here? Let's see. I guess not. Again then, maybe a hospital. Oh my god, it fits perfect. Oh, it looks really good actually. It's huge. Is that bigger than the normal one? Let's check. No, it's not. It's attractiveness 700. You damn right. Yeah, so I'll move this somewhere else. I was so sure I did. Oh, I did build one. There it is. Yeah. So we can just upgrade this one. Bonk. So it seems like the police station is the only thing that actually upgrades into something bigger, but it's not from an upgrade, from the skin. You can give it the old world skin and it actually gets bigger than it was. Very weird choice to do that. Not that I don't mind at all. I think it's a good idea, but it's the only building that does that, I think. Right, so we need to make medicine.
Device is complete.
Okay, I'll head over to you in a second. We'll just build another arsenal here then. Let them get cracking on medicine. So ethanol, we've got loads of that. We've got plenty of orchid and plenty of herbs. So yeah, no, don't need to do anything. Man, I'm just so good at this game. It's playing itself. Kind of. Oh my goodness. Alright. You have to get all weird with me. So they're making use of the cables again. The motor assembly plant. So cables were actually not storing up, so it looks like we're going to need a second one of those. So let me have a look at this. So the way I did it was, this took a minute, that took 30 seconds. So we needed 2 of these for every 1 of these. Yet I did only build 1. Why did I do that? I guess it's because that's all I needed. But ultimately we're going to need another one, right? Oh, because it's powered. But so is this. So that must mean that we are...
for the poor jornaleros. They will never experience the bliss that comes with progress.
I'm not sure how this is... Well, let me just check the statistics. I'm not sure how that building's operating at the percentage it is. It feels like it should be much less if it's been undersupplied. But let's see. So cables is 2 to 2. How? What am I looking at wrong here? So we make cables. It takes 1 minute to make 1. And then it gets used by the motor assembly plant, which takes 30 seconds. It says I've got 1 on the island and 1 on the island. Am I crazy? Oh, but now... Yeah, I really don't know where that's coming from then. Surely that means it's something else must be consuming it, right? Just cable factory? I don't know how you can check what's actually consuming it. But I'm pretty sure the only thing I'm doing that's consuming anything is any cables is this. Am I having a brain fart, guys? I must be, right? I mean, I must be. Because this has copper, this is Cowchuck. 200% from the power. So it's operating twice as effective, but so is this. Which means its demand is twice as much. And yet, I want to see when this cycle gets done, what happens. Where are you getting the cable from? There's 0 cable. I don't know. Anyway, we're going to need another one, right? That's the reason I'm taking so long in this is because I'm like, well, do we need another one or not? Or don't we? But it seems like we do. So I'll just get a second one. We'll see what happens. And that's going to be for the scooter. So that's to go, that's to make, well, it's to make more motors. So how many motors are we using, I guess? Why isn't it in here? Let's just search it then. Motor. 2 for 2. Okay. And that's before I have the scooter factory. So let's just put down a scooter factory and then it'll tell me how much we need. Yeah, well, okay, at least that's correct. That's doing what I had expected to do, which is say that we need more than we have. I'm almost tempted to underclock these things because it's probably going to be making more than we need. So I have another one of these, another one of those. So that's another motor factory, another cable factory, and then the scooter factory. And then they just need caoutchouc, which we have already. They need pigments, which I think we're making in abundance as well. So let's check pigments real quick. Pigments, we produce more than we need. Yeah, so this could work. This will produce the amount of scooters. So let's see, is this enough scooters, just having the one building? Apparently so. So there you go. So that's all set and done. These guys are healed. Gonna move them back out now, just in case they need to help Benty again. And then back to the old world. We're gonna set sail with another pirate flag. It's almost tempting to have the white flags, so that if we do just... when we're done attacking, we could flip to the white flag, and that way no one can hit us. And I don't have to worry about getting away. But then I wouldn't have the slots for other things, but... it's something we could do. Alright, new world, back to Manola. Alright, at the pirate area, we have 2 ships here. We're going to set them sailing, and then we're going to give them a pirate flag and them a pirate flag. So that we can really tear up anything we see from Arthur. Ideally, we'll hit Arthur before he even like is sieging Benty. You know, we shouldn't be leaving it to such a last minute.
Used up everything we had, except our
Yeah.
imagination.
All right, let me just organize this a tiny smidge. Put them just a bit closer together at least, and then maybe another one of these. All right, little industry there. No power.
We seem to have lost our...
Lost our spark. That's a good one.
We need to feel connected.
Yeah, you're connected now. Like I said, I'll change it later, but that means we are now producing scooters, and scooters are going to give us 5 extra artistas per household, and then we're done. And then it's just a matter of building this stadium. Oh yeah, I totally forgot, didn't I? Sorry. I heard the ding go off and everything. Forgot to look, though. So, concrete, we needed 300. That's 300 right there. Let's get moving. It's a shame we can't start it because I think we do have some concrete here. Yeah, we've got 105. Okay. All right, all in a day's work. So, let's see. I mean, I'm not too sure what I'm going to even do with the rest of this island, because if we're hitting 6,000, we'll see what we need for running these games. I'm kind of quite curious about that. And we're now making medicine, right? We're making film. We're not actually making police equipment, which could be another... that actually takes 300 Yornaleros. Interesting. So that's an arsenal building that has a totally different workforce. Oh my god. It says arsenal, but it's huge. It's way different than the other two. Oh, right. It's part of the airships, right? It's the same thing that the airships use. It's called an arsenal. Just didn't know that. Okay. I think I have one on this island here. Nope, not that one. Because I was making bombs and stuff, wasn't I, before? Yeah, I don't know. If I hover over this, does it show me? No. Might have been Marbella that was doing it. And we loaded up with water as well, I remember. I remember switching it to say, like, get us the water. And I feel like it was somewhere around here. These are all full of aluminum now. Might send another ship here just to pull over another 300 aluminum, because I feel like we're going to need it. In fact, while this is here not doing anything, you might as well just get it. Yeah, there's the water drops and the care packages. I'm guessing they're made in the same building. I just don't remember what the buildings look like. Oh, there they are right there. Care package. So this is called just Care Package Factory. Water Drop Factory. I feel like the other thing shouldn't be called Arsenal, but not a big deal. Alright, cool. Back over we go. God, this island really is huge. I can't believe I've actually... I thought I was going to be using almost everything just to get to the 6,000 number, but I guess not. Hey, we got a parade. Love to see it. Let's downgrade just a few of these guys. Oh, that was the wrong button. I held shift, not alt. That's the wrong one. Alright, cool. Alright, we're kind of just waiting now for the concrete to arrive. Once the concrete arrives, then we can feed it into this, get building, see what we need workforce-wise. And I'll start kind of figuring out where we're going to add a few more people. Considering that this can move, yeah, I guess I'll be redesigning that side. And this stadium is pretty big. It'd be good to have it somewhere central, obviously. And then maybe a boxing arena out here and another one in here somewhere. So a boxing arena would actually fit kind of nicely right there. Could maybe move those houses. Start making some space. It's so annoying. I just did a time lapse for this place. Well, it's not annoying actually. I enjoy it, so it's all good. Where's that ship? Come on, man. It's taking ages. Just about here. Keeping an eye on that radar. Seeing a few ships from Arthur down here. Alright, the concrete is now unloaded. Sorry about the wait. Let's go. Your stadium will be built across multiple construction phases, each requiring a large workforce, and so on and so forth. So it's going to be 500 jornaleros. Okay. And they're all busy right now doing stuff. So let's just start the phase. They're going to need more reinforced concrete. So what I'm going to do just really quickly is, this is making the police thing. This will save 300 if we just turn that off. This is 300 artistas, and this is obreros. Both of them are fine to keep going. So they're going to be gathering the wood first, that's fine. We'll have to make a second delivery. The ship is almost about to get here with the reinforced concrete again. I was going to pick up aluminum, but I guess we'll just take the concrete instead. Now we are sharing our workforce actually, so we could always buff up the jornaleros somewhere else entirely if we wanted to. But we'll try it on Manola, why not? Alright, another 300 please. Just take it all.
On our way.
Alright, cool. Did they get their scooters, by the way? They have got everything they need now. There we go, we did it.
Forgiving. Never.
Now, they don't have cigars and all these other things, so let's start working on, while we're waiting on different things to happen, let's start making the industry a little bit better on this side of things. So, the iron industry doesn't exist on this side. So, we know we don't need the oil, so let's get rid of the oil. That's gone. And we'll get rid of this train line. Ah, it's a shame. I built like the little train thing. Well, that's okay, actually. It still looks like it has something to do with that area. We'll get rid of this. We'll cut the road just a little bit here. And then here, just grab this and shift this over. Okay, so to make this look a little bit better, let's just focus on this for a minute.
We're not going far without more hands.
That's doing our leather, that's doing our bombing hats, our felt, and then we have this big area here. So just to keep this, in case I do end up wanting to put it back here, I'll just keep that together. Move it over there for a sec. And we'll do something like, the arsenals being around this area will be kind of cool. So let's try one here. And another one here. Because they are the same type of building. But if we just stagger it a bit and make them not so in each other's faces, it might look a bit better. I'm trying to think where the best way to face this is. Could make a road going through if we wanted to, but I don't think it really needs it. But sure, why not? We'll rotate this one around to face there. So entrance goes out into a road here, just like so. Same with this one, entrance goes out into this road, entrance goes out to here. Yep, all good. Got a couple empty gaps here. We can put some ornaments down, maybe. Let's have a quick look. Beautification. Cosmetic. We'll have a look at the industrial zone pack. So what do we make here?
Walls are sturdy. The
Samba stuff.
possibilities endless.
Well, you know what? If it's making Samba stuff, I mean, it is factories and things, but I think a couple of trees might just be best. So a palm tree here and one there.
Your ship has returned from its
Little
voyage.
flair to the factory. Cool. All right, pirate ship has arrived. So the other ones that I need to get over here, where are they? All right, I'll pull them all together, transfer some items, and then if we see another attack. So basically, the attack that happened the first time, the reason I was able to gauge that it was going to happen again, is because, I know you might not do it the same every time, but just outside of this island, right? So this is Benty's island here, and this is Arthur's island. Basically, like 5 or 6 ships gathered here, and they went for an attack right at the beginning of the time lapse. So I just took them out. That was no big deal. And then I just saw them doing it again. So I was like, oh. As soon as the episode was about to start, I was like, well, we got to deal with this. Like, he's clearly going to attack again. So that's how I was kind of paying attention to that. All right, so you've got your flag, and you've got a flag now. So you can both go into pirate mode if you want. So you can join your buddies. And the same with you, but you've actually got one too many, so we'll just drop one off for a bit. Alright, the concrete's almost here as well, so that should continue. Yeah, and obviously we just need more Yornaleros, so let's just get some. And then I'll figure out what I want to keep and what I don't want to keep. That was a mistake. I have nowhere to go. Alright. Let's get them growing fast.
Cargo stations.
Alright, stadium is back under construction. That's going to take 26 minutes. Might speed up time just while we're doing that, at least to 2 times speed. Cool. Items complete, etc., etc.
You can rely
Alrighty, so transfer your item. You can head down to your buddies. They're all together. Our little anti-Arthur fleet. Now, workforce shortages obviously across the board while we wait for the Yornaleros to get up to speed, but that's okay, and we'll put them as a priority on this building, which I forgot to do. Bing, ring the bell. Hey, guys on YouTube, out there in YouTube land, make sure you ring that bell, eh? When you subscribe to this channel. Alright. Okay, well, let's just try to make things look a bit better. Ice cream factory, that's kind of fine where it is. And then we've got these 2 big motor assembly plants. So we have one down here and one here. So yeah, maybe I'll just move this. This doesn't need to be here. It's just where I've been putting it for now. Yep, that's fine. Alright, let's get this then. What does that do? That makes the fans. Oh yeah. And then this has been ultimately fed into the one that's making scooters. So the scooter factory is right here, which actually is the same, almost the same size. Turn it sideways. And to make it look similar, we'll just do this. Give it a bit of spacing. The road can go out and through for that one, so it's got its power. Something like that. Then what we need is the cable factory. And the motor factory alongside it. Alright, so now we've got a very similar layout on this side and the other side. Interesting, this doesn't actually need a road for it to... Wow, that's amazing. I didn't know that. You could just put this anywhere you want. Well, if that's the case, then... Well, actually, it's in a good spot. I was going to say, you could put it out here on this like little peninsula because it's right on the edge of the tip of the island between the other ones, but it doesn't really matter because some of it does go off-world anyway, or off-continent. Okay, so there's that. So that's done. We'll just add the little kind of gateway things. Something like this.
I
Is there a
can
way to make
teach
this
you.
look better? There we go. The path looks more seamless between the two now. And in here, we can get one of the archways. Alright, cool. So it's like almost a little self-contained little area there. And it does open up at this end to go out to different things. So they need their own... so I guess this would probably just fit in here, would it? Just do that for now. They need their own warehouses. Just trying to think as well, would it be better to have this railway go in here and just out along parallel to that and join on there? Yep, that's fine by me. So we still have it going into its little station. And I guess we could have a crossing thing here. Alright, and it does its business. Now we can get rid of this bit. We don't actually need a rail bridge and anything coming into the town. That's all gone. See you later. I could put something else in here in the future. Alright, looking cool. Yeah, and I don't know, but down here we could do different things with it as well. This seems to be where the road's going to be, so... Get rid of this bit. Yeah, I'm fine with that. I suppose actually this bit joining on would make more sense than that bit. And it looks like a bit more of a clean line. And then some of it turns this way if you want to pull in for maintenance, yes? And we could have some signals and things here maybe. Alright, looking clean. A lot cleaner. Remember, we're on 2x speed. I'm just trying to get the dam built a little bit quicker. 16 minutes to go on it, so maybe just by the end of this episode we might see it. That stage at least, and see what's required after that. But yeah, other than that, I'm just going to be really checking on the needs and requirements and how we're doing. And there's going to be a big overhaul for the next few episodes going on with... Like, we make cigars and cotton out here, but we don't need to do that now. So I might just make cigars out here, save the space. Maybe plant tobacco fields instead. So just spec this more for... Like, tobacco fields are already all over down here. This is all the tobacco plantations. But the cigar factories aren't here. They actually get sent. The tobacco from down here gets sent all the way up and over. Just over to here to go into these factories. And then there's a trade union that actually makes cigars a little bit faster, I think. This one. Productivity 40%. Instead of wood veneers, it processes timber. Yeah, so I think that's probably what I'll do. I'd like to keep this contained as a cigar making island, and we'll just deliver the cigars over. So that'll be something to focus on, is just increase the production of that. And that way we can just
say I don't take enough risks.
focus a lot of the farms. Oh my god, he's bought quite a bit. Focus a lot of the farms to be
A renowned personage has
tobacco
arrived.
on that island
We're in the
instead.
presence of a virtuoso.
I'll take on the fellow. Alright, how we doing? Everything looking good? Looking good. This could probably change or something in the future. So now we have the... This is still paused. We needed 300 Jornaleros, but we paused it on purpose until we get that back up and running. So this is an arsenal building. We added 2 arsenals here. Just join that on just to even out the kind of spacing. And then there's not much room for much else there. You get with felt production. This could work. That could fit. And it's next to a warehouse and everything. Might just rotate that around. It would look a little bit better this way, I think. Yep. Cool. And our building site, where could we put that? I guess we could just say that it was building site here for the future. You have me down as a worry. Alright, cool. Looking good. Looking damn good. We're full of citrus, can you believe it? Oh my god. Orchards full. Can't actually drop off any of that stuff. Let's make another trip, another run down here, because we're probably going to need something.
Begin the turn.
Alright, well let's fix a few problems then. One of the problems was mail that I keep putting off because mail is a pain in the ass. So on our lifestyle needs, we have regional mail, which isn't quite doing the business, right? It's just not quite correct. So let's try and dive deep and see what's going on with it. So here's our actual, what do you call it, airship platform that's handling this. And it says too many transporters right now, even though there's nothing waiting, so I don't know what that's about. So, overseas mail, regional mail. So regional mail is mail that comes in from the other two islands, or the other islands that we have here, yeah? That's all it is. So let's check it out. Mail. Should be only in the New World. So mail from Porto Banús to Marbella, and then now to where we are here. So from Porto Banús, we pick up 50. And we... Oh, sorry, no, we pick up just 4. And then we... Okay, this is so I just don't get mail. I'm just so sorry, but I just don't ever get it. So this one ship should be able to do everything, but it's not delivering enough, basically. So we have to check the demands and production rates of each island. So this is the island that's probably most important that we deliver it to, I would say. So let's try to figure that out. It's such a weird thing, because now with a shared workforce, mail is such a strange thing to be doing everywhere to get you more people. Because it's such a knock-on effect. Okay. So let's go... For simplification, let's just remove this route altogether, okay? So just do that. Alright, so Porto Banús, we'll pick up local mail there. And then the only other islands that really matter would be Guadalmina and Marbella. Really just Marbella. So I suppose go to Marbella. Oh yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? If you go to Marbella, you're going to unload it straight away. I remember now. It's such a stupid thing. I really don't like it. Alright, so let's do it this way. And then it's bugged or whatever when you do this. So pick up. You're going to drop it at Manola. And then you need to go to Marbella and pick up. And then drop it at Manola. And that's how we get... Let's just see how that works. So... If I search mail. Local mail. So... Again, I can't even read this correctly. I'm guessing we have 5 more than we need. So this is local mail at Porto Banús. Okay? And then it's going over to Manola. But then I need to see what Manola's consumption of regional mail is. So regional mail is just 2 per minute. 2 per minute. That's all you need. Deliver me 2 per minute. We weren't even doing that, apparently. So this should totally be fine then. Because now we're picking up... We're picking up local mail at Porto Banús, which we have 5 extra, right? It says 10 over 5, and this is 5 here, so that I assume means we have 5 extra, 5 per minute. So surely just Porto Banús can do it. Maybe it's just because I had it set too low. That could be it. Maybe that's all it was.
Exception.
So let's just take off 2 of those islands, so just keep it as a simple 1-to-1 thing right now. Now it's doing a full 50, which I feel like is usually too much if you want to hit multiple islands, but I think it does unload everything anyway. Alright, so... How do I just check, you have to click one of these things. There we go. So there we go, regional mail is now 14. And that should be fine going forward, right? Because we definitely make more than we need. In fact, we make so much on Porto Banús that we could half the amount we want to pick up and deliver to another island. Or we could just set it to make multiple journeys like I was doing, so... That's fine. But now we're going to go... I suppose now, ideally, right, you pick it back up from Manola. And you drop it at Porto Banús. The reason I was messing with rates, instead of picking up 50, is because you're destroying 50. You might not be actually able to unload all of that. You want to unload the amount that's correct. But that's the problem with mail. You can't do that. So... You'd have to like look to see how much do you produce or consume over a certain amount of time, and then see how long it takes you to make that journey. Now these ships move very fast. So I think what you got to do is go to storage, and then you type in regional mail on Manola. So every 2 to 3 minutes a ship comes in here, right? That's what's happening right now. Every 2 to 3 minutes, because there's a gap of 2 to 3 minutes between each timer here. Every 2 to 3 minutes it comes in.
I hope.
Can't do anything about any of this. Siege and Air of Judgment. No, it wasn't. I wasn't sieging anyone. I was protecting. You just don't know. Yeah, guys, I gotta be honest. I don't think I can work this out. Like, I'm just too stupid. Because storage, knowing that it's gonna be like, okay, well, every like 2 minutes. So I guess that means if its consumption was... yeah, I can't do it. If its consumption was like, what was it, 2 per minute? That's all it was here. And it takes 2 to 3 minutes to get here.
Done.
It means that we need to bring 6, right? On a journey. So I'm going to see if that works. So I'm just going to set it to 6. And that's even more than I think it should be, because it's about 5, I think. So that's 6, and then at Port of News, and then you're dropping everything. And then you're going to pick up what's needed for Port of News, which I haven't checked yet. So regional mail. Port of News. Regional mail is just 1. And we know it takes 2 to 3 minutes to get there. So we can say 3. Let's just see if that works. Now, the reason I'm doing that is because what we want to do now is add on another journey between 2 other islands and then work out the same rates, right? That's just what makes sense to me. So now I've sorted out regional mail between these 2 islands. They have more than they need, both of them, and they should be delivering the correct amount on the ship. So we're not destroying too much. So now the next thing would be to do is go, okay, well, the extra that we have in Manola, we need to get that over to Marbella. But if we add on another route, it breaks things. Kind of. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. Like, why doesn't that say 6? I don't know. Just leave it. I'll look in between episodes. You can try to help me if you want, but it's not going to help. People have tried to help me with it before, and I just think it's just so weird. Because it's really not easy to track it. Anyway, done this next stage. Let's see what we got. 300, 150, 150 needed. 1,000 obreros. God damn. Alright, let's get started on it. What I can do is start turning off some of those arsenals, at least. This was 300. No?
Okay.
We can turn these guys back on.
Of course. Come
We need
join
to save
us.
on obreros. I'm trying to find the buildings that use obreros a lot. I guess it's these ones.
No more work for now.
Yeah, so just pause those buildings for a bit. Let these guys keep making their scooters as long as they have stuff. Yeah, they got a bit of stuff, so they can keep going for a while. So only negative 300, it's not too bad. Well, of course, what we can do to help that. Oh my god, cool. I didn't look at it. Looks good. How long is this going to take? So that's going to take another 30 minutes. Oh, cool. You can see them all in there. Nice. And then I guess in the next episode, we should have it ready to go. So what I'll do with the mail route is next, because I'm going to be recording the next one before I see comments anyway, but I'll be looking at, yeah, the production rate of Marbella and then trying to just work that out again. But it should mean that they keep their...
Who cares? Pour some more.
Yeah, regional mail is working now. So we'll start working on what we can do with the other things as well, right? Start trying to get lanterns, maybe, light bulbs, etc., etc. Gonna keep going and building these guys up as much as I can. Oh, I just don't even know what I'll need them for, though. But maybe you need them for the soccer games or something? I don't know. Alright, that's going to have to be it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. In the next one, we're going to be moving around the industry a bit. I'll be focusing a little bit more on that mail, but doing my work behind the scenes to make sure I'm not second-guessing all the time. And then just catching up and making sure we make this into a big production hub island that can supply the other islands. Because currently, other islands are all supplying this one, and it's a bit backwards. So we'll get that worked on as well, now that we have free power, effectively. Alright, that's going to have to be it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Hey guys, thank you very much for watching, and remember, if you want to support the channel directly, you can click the join button to become a channel member. Doing so will get your name in the credits, as well as loyalty badges and emotes to use in the comments. You'll also get exclusive access to my Discord, where there's dedicated channels for each series I'm doing, and it's a great place just to meet others and make some friends.